Hello, it's me, it's Shrimpchu with another sim build. This one is like a simulated bunch of apartments, so like there's like 3 main apartments and a penthouse if I'm remembering correctly, because guess what? This is not remotely a new build. This is from March 2019. This is a year old. I'm voicing this on the 24th of March 2020. Honestly, it wasn't a build I super loved, but it's like fine. And it just ended up on the back burner to the point that I forgot I still had the files for it. And then I was going through my folder, I was like, oh yeah. And I thought since we have the roommate feature since they brought out University, that this could actually be a little bit more functional in game. So I thought, you know, sharing is caring. So there's like, you can see now, it is 3 normal apartments, and then there's a fancy ass penthouse up above, which whenever we get there you'll probably see is like the prototype for the prototype / earlier inspiration for the Golden Dreams Penthouse that is already up on my channel, that I did like at the sort of end of last year, started this year, sort of time frame. So there's nothing like, there's a sort of average nice apartment, there's a other average nice apartment with a slight more industrial modern feel, and then there's a really simple apartment that's like the basics, really cheap looking stuff. Like, I made it for a variety of sims, like one has workout gear, the little cheap apartment has just a simple barbecue and a picnic table outside. Like, it's just like, you know, I picture that sim being like, I can move out, I can afford a place, I have a roof over my head. I don't know. I don't know what my sim's thinking. But either way, they have a nice apartment. They also get a laundry room. And they can hopefully all live happily together. Or you can cause mayhem with some wonderful roommates. I haven't tested this in-game yet because I'm busy trying to prep a sim world for a Let's Play idea, which will eventually arrive at some point, because I want to start it when the Sim's in university, and right now the Sim's a toddler because I want background pictures of their life. So, you know, eventually. Yeah, this one is like no, did I change this up or did I lose place where I am? I can't tell if this is the one that I redid or if I am just at the wrong angle and I think I'm doing the different apartment, because I thought this was the one I did industrially, but maybe this is the one that's just like blues and greens and nice, and it's fine. Like, it's nice. It's all nice. I feel weird thinking about how old this is. Like, you know, last March. How different things were in last March, because, you know, on a personal level, last March, I went to Paris for my friend's birthday. We actually went somewhere outside the UK, because that was her first time outside the UK, and I hadn't been outside the UK since I was a little bitty child going on family holidays. So that was a fun experience. Plus, we were there during Pancake Day, and you bet, regardless of that, we had a lot of crabs. Oh man, we had a lot of crabs. I'm even like, oh boy. My relationship started last March. Like, last March was kind of a big deal in life. And then this March, we're in a like global pandemic, and as of last night, the UK is on, not officially getting called lockdown, but is basically on lockdown. Don't know how to feel. I mean, I'm personally okay. I'm worried about the people in my life that, you know, don't have as great an immune system or have other conditions that make them at risk and all that. But on a personal level, I'm kind of like, I don't leave the house anyway. This is fine. I am those introvert memes. But I hope everyone out there is doing okay. So it's okay. We have the internet. If you're someone who's still trying to go outside somewhere in the world, please stop and think. Please. I keep seeing references to people still going out, and I'm like, who? Why? Who would do this? And this is more than I wanted to talk about this, because I'm kind of like, I'm not avoiding it, but I'm also like, I don't want this to be my focus, because I'm like, happy little sim builds. Chill Animal Crossing streams. Yeah, if you follow my Twitch, I hope you like Animal Crossing. So, you can see I went strong with the green theme. I don't even remember that do I have more apartments? I don't know. They're doing yoga. Maybe I had maybe it is 4 apartments, okay? Maybe I lied to you. Maybe I didn't remember. It's okay. It's not like I briefly flicked through this video and went, yeah, that looks like 3 apartments before recording this, because I genuinely don't remember. This is as exciting for me as it is for you guys. This is all new. There is no greater trial than getting a mirror to fit with that sink. Also, just watching such an old build of mine is drawing my attention to the fact that more recently I've picked up the useful tip, thanks little Simsy, of placing the really cheap, the really small basic little, saucer lights on the ceilings while building, just so you can actually get lighting and see what you're doing instead of building in these dark rooms until you place the actual lighting. And now I'm like, oh boy, yeah, I see the improvement. This is weird. Wait, that's why I'm confused. I thought this... I forgot just how many apartments I built, because I forgot that I did 2 layers of apartments and then a penthouse. So there's that little sort of old-fashioned, I picture a little old lady or man, a little old sim living there, and they've lived in the building their whole life. A little bit fixed in their ways, but lovely, charming. Just have their little bookcase, they don't need much, they're happy. And then here we have a pet owner. A cat owner, to be precise. I knew that. I had it in the back of my head that wasn't one of these apartments a real, a pet owner. I couldn't remember. Complete with gardening. I feel like, beehives, flower arranging. This sim gonna have hobbies. Although I thought I did a sim that was really into gardening and a sim with... I mean, I know, you can love to garden and have a pet. That's okay. I just thought I did more apartments separately, but I think the problem with this is, if you guys remember the rainbow apartments I did, I think my brain slightly merges them just because, fake apartment looking things. But it's okay. I'm kind of excited to move Sim in here. Oh man, I might get distracted and go play The Sims. Cue sounds of me loading up The Sims and forgetting to say anything again. Don't worry, I wouldn't do it. Origin opens. I wouldn't do it. I get distracted enough without having actual things to distract me. Please me, put in some lights. I think, yeah, this is the apartment I mentioned that's the sort of cheaper, slightly more run-down one. Whether it was left abandoned for a while and then finally a Sims moved in, or if, the Sim moved in and wasn't able to upkeep it and they're just trying to avoid their landlord. Everything's fine in here. It's exactly how it was when I moved in. Don't worry. It's up to you. There's plenty of ways a Sim could, be dealing with their apartment. Maybe they just moved in and they just inherited all their grandparents' furniture and they just, have that and everything's actually fine. It's just genuinely old but looked after. How about that? I feel like I'm looking at myself skeptically there, but it's okay. from that lower balcony. Your Sims can be yoga buddies. Yay! I'm trying to remember what way I made this work with the penthouse. Because I know I had the issue. I think this might have been the build that made me realize that you can only use the lift or elevator between, like, 2 floors. You can only have one on a lot. You can't, like, stack them up more floors. It's very said, this is it. This is the, like, industrially. I used all the little, like, raw industrial theme things to be like, yes, this is slightly different to how I normally build and decorate. Look at me. Variety. Because, hey, Sims of all personality types live in this apartment building, and they are all welcome. Okay, and now after a bit of, like, I don't know, I went out, saved, reloaded, I don't know what I was doing, but now we get to watch me freak out about the giant lobby space I didn't know what to do with. Did I drag out one apartment and take up some space? Yes. Did I fit in the tiny laundry room? Yes. Did I play around with how much space does that lift really need? Yes. Did it work? You tell me. I really like doing little laundry rooms in fake apartment buildings. Mostly because they're easier to figure out than doing like a laundromat. No way, I did build like a laundromat whenever the Laundry Day stuff pack just came out. I think it's called Lucky's Laundry or Laundromat or whatever. It's on my gallery, I know that. I don't remember what it looks like, but I remembered I built it. It was back when I was vaguely on point with naming things like names thing. Lucky's Laundry. So this is the penthouse level that's, you know, they have their own personal staircase because lifts don't work. And like I referenced before, it's basically like the prototype, the first try, similarly themed to my Golden Dreams Penthouse, which was basically this idea of a penthouse, but the whole build's the penthouse. It's not a whole apartment building of a build, and it's definitely, even though I only half remember how this turns out, I would still say my Golden Dreams Penthouse is like 5 billion times better. Come on, I had like the better part of a year to improve things. Although I do like my use of those cloudy clouds in the bathroom. I don't think I've used that bed since this. When did Get Famous come out? Was this just me being excited to use all the new fancy furniture? I don't remember now. Might have been. But yeah, this is just a ridiculously rich sim. Whether they're just like a celebrity that was like, hi, I want your whole top floor converted into one giant penthouse just for me. Or maybe it's the landlord of all the apartments further down that's like, yes, I live here, but my place is so much nicer. And absolutely none of the other little simmies need to know how much so. But, you know, I think the white and gold is not an acquired taste, but a very specific decorating color scheme decision. As is, you know, swan bathroom items. Oh man, I even used those on the inside here, and I used those in the Golden Dream ones, like, on the outside, which they do look better. Oh my, this really is like the trial run. The trial run with extra, I'm famous, look at my house vibes. Oh, but hey, it'll be just right for some sim. And maybe, you know, if you have a sim move in here and they're a nice kind of rich, snooty sim, they'll invite the rest of their neighbors up to have parties. And if they're not so nice, they'll just sit up here with all their money. Oh, isn't there a mod that lets your individual sims in a household have, like, their own bank accounts? Like, so the funds are separate? Oh man, if you had that and did this, that would be pretty cool. Or just do the roommate thing. Like, there's options. There are options. For a second, I was like, why am I putting counters outside the bathroom? And then I remembered, kitchens are a thing. Don't mind me. It bugs me the way that those counters at the edge, like, I get they won't have the tiled up thing because they're not against the wall, but why do they have to stick out further whenever they are connecting? Like, why do they have to stick out further than the other counter? Tiny pet peeves about Sims 4 counters. But yeah, you could have a full sim household and they could all have their own little apartments, really. Give or take. But you know, there's a small chance that just maybe with all of these double bed apartments, there might be a couple in one of them, you know? Or two best friends who tried to move to the city and they're just like, well, guess we're sharing a single room apartment till we figure shit out. I'm just saying, there's lots of sim life story options. You do you. That staircase, that bookshelf can stick through the ceiling if it wants. Me trying to figure out doors. Oh. But hey, it's gotta be pretty nice if every single apartment has balconies. I'm just like appropriately color scheming things, because don't forget to do the walls and the floors. That would be awkward. Never done that before in a build. I'd say coughs awkwardly, but I wouldn't want you to look at me weird. Just, how about just blank awkwardly? I do like that little old-fashioned apartment. I don't know. I think it's just because it works together and I'm like, yeah, there's a clear theme. But yeah, I hope you guys are having a nice time. If you've made it this far in this video, go you, because I'm impressed I've made it this far. It's a nice trip down memory lane that I don't remember. And more sim builds are great, right? And I should probably, I don't know what this is called. Look for putting this up in the gallery. I'm just gonna call it apartments. Apartments with penthouse, yeah. Either way, it'll be on the gallery. My ID is Shrimpchu. It'll be findable. And thank you very much for watching. I have a whole playlist full of sim builds, and I promise most of them don't get to the 20-minute mark. And most of them are not giant apartment-y things. Most of them are houses with a few businesses thrown in. Have a nice day, and remember,
you're simply amazing.
My friend got me a talking shrimp plush. I might make this a thing until its voice runs out, and then that'd be a really sad day. Oh man. It's like it's not one of those ones you could like open up to get to the battery pack or anything. Like this thing is when that battery dies, that battery dead. Oh boy. Let's not think about that. It's way off in the future. Plus I could still use the sound recording off of this. I just wouldn't do it live. Look at me. I'm totally awake and a problem solver. Do you also find that you talk faster than you think? Let me know. We can start a club. And think about what to do with that later.